Could you state your name, please?
James Marion Stevens.
After you finished breakfast, did you see anyone on the way back to your room?
Yes, ma'am. I saw a black gentleman walking down the sidewalk ahead of me, maybe 100 to 150 feet. He had on short pants that went right below the knees and a dark shirt was best, plus he was wearing a hat with a narrow brim. We were proceeding down talking. All of a sudden, there was somebody in my wife's face and my face and said, "Give me your pocketbook." She first said, "Oh," like that, and she started to drop the pocketbook off her shoulder and her arm to give it to him.
How close was he to you?
2.5, 3 feet.
Okay. What part of his body were you looking at?
Well, looking at his face.
But you indicated you also saw his gun?
Yes, after he told her to give him her pocketbook, he raised the pistol and shot her right in here.
And you're indicating over your nose area?
Well, it's in the bridge right there.
Okay. You're indicating on the right side, the bridge of the nose, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now... No, not the right side. I'm showing you the wrong side. It's on this side. Okay. But you're indicating the bridge area?
The bridge area, yes.
Okay. Now, the person that did this on May 7th that confronted you and your wife and shot your wife, do you see this person in the courtroom today?
Yes, ma'am.
Could you identify where he's sitting and what he's wearing?
He's sitting right below Miss Nell there. He has a red shirt on. Can't see his pants down below the table. And he has on glasses.
Your Honor, if the record could reflect that the witness has identified the defendant.
It should so reflect he's identified the defendant.
Is there any doubt in your mind that this is the person that you saw in front of you on May 7th pull a gun and shoot your wife?
There's no doubt in my mind.
All of a sudden, the man was right in front of you?
Correct.
2.5 feet away?
2.5 to 3 feet.
No warning?
No warning.
And by that I mean you didn't hear the sound of feet running down that concrete sidewalk?
No, I did not.
You didn't hear the sound of feet running on the grass next to the concrete sidewalk?
No, I did not.
You didn't perceive any quick movement in front of your eyes?
Not till he was there.
And you saw the gun?
Yes, it did. It was raised.
Derringer type gun?
Correct.
Over, under, barrel?
Yes, stacked barrel or stacked, whatever they call them.
Mr. Stevens, from the time the man appeared suddenly in front of you and your wife to the time he grabbed the pocketbook and ran, 4 to 5 seconds?
Yes, in the neighborhood of 4 to 5. That's what's in the deposition.
4 to 5 seconds.
Yes.
1,001, 1,002, 1,003, 1,004, 1,005.
Approximately that, yes.
That's all the time.
That's correct.
Now, the shirt that the man had on, you did not see a logo on the shirt, did you, sir?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Stevens, let me show you a photograph that's been marked Defendant's Exhibit D.
Yes, ma'am.
You don't recognize that, do you, sir?
I'll tell you where it was at, but I did not look at it. But
Nope.
I told you that shirt was a dark shirt that he had on. And that's the way I identified it.
Mr.
The best
Stevens.
way. That was on the front of his shirt.
You're saying that this was, what was on the front of his shirt, Mr. Stevens?
A logo, but I told you there was a logo.
Mr. Stevens, are you saying today that there was a logo on the front of the shirt worn by the assailant?
I told you it was on his back.
My question today is, are you saying today that there was a logo on the shirt worn by the assailant?
No, not the original assailant. The original assailant, there was not a logo on the front of his shirt. I believe that later I told you when we were taking the deposition that I saw a logo on this individual, and it was on his back because I remember when he was turning.
All right, sir.
It's not any variation of it, But he had time after an hour and a half, 2 hours to change clothes.
So there was no logo on the shirt you saw worn by the assailant. Is that correct?
At first.
No, sir, not at first. Isn't it true, sir, that you do not recall giving a description of the assailant to a uniformed patrol officer who arrived shortly after the
I
incident?
did not testify to that in the deposition, no. I
And
told
isn't
you
it
I
true,
didn't-
isn't it true, sir, that you do not recall telling that first officer who talked to you that the assailant was a black man with skinny build, wearing dark shorts, an unknown color shirt, and a hat, and carrying a Derringer-style pistol?
I can't remember what I told him because I don't remember talking to him.